I will never forget the day I stepped foot onto the campus of Hampden Sydney College. I was so excited to start this new chapter of my life, but little did I know, it would be a chapter filled with disappointment, frustration, and sadness. As I walked around the campus, I couldn't help but notice how beautiful it was. The scenery was breathtaking, but that's where the beauty ended. Every time I had a question, I had to waste my time calling and speaking with 5 different people just to get an answer. And to make matters worse, 4 out of the 5 people I spoke with seemed completely unqualified to be working at an institution of higher learning. They promised small class sizes for a personal touch, but what they delivered was a public high school-like experience. My son was so excited to be a part of a fraternity, but that excitement was short-lived. His pledge brother died from alcohol poisoning after a fraternity party, and we spent the next year in court. The school preaches about honor and values, but it's just a facade. They deny partying, but they allow it to happen to an extreme degree. And when something goes wrong, they turn a blind eye. My son struggled with calculus, and instead of getting the help he needed, his advisor told him to take an online class. Can you believe it? An online class? At a prestigious college? It's unacceptable. When he didn't pass, no one bothered to inform us. We found out when he received a letter stating he had to start paying back his federal student loans because he was no longer enrolled. Where was the support? Where was the guidance? We fault our son for his poor decisions, but we also fault the school for keeping us in the dark, for assigning a peer as an advisor instead of a qualified faculty member, for not allowing him to return to school and take a full load of other required classes. When I asked about an appeals process, I was told there wasn't one. But after doing some research, I found out that was a lie. We went through the appeal process, but it was too little, too late. The committee decided against allowing him to return, stating he could start fresh in the fall and do 2 semesters. But we weren't about to put another $48,000 into this school. We would rather invest that money into an institution that actually cares about its students. And that's not all. The Wi-Fi and turf on the L field were terrible. I mean, how can you expect students to thrive when the most basic amenities are subpar? It's clear that Hampden Sydney College only cares about one thing: money. They don't care about their students, they don't care about their well-being, and they certainly don't care about providing a quality education. So, to all the parents out there, I urge you, do not send your sons to this school. Do your research, read the reviews, and see the truth for yourself. This school is not worth the investment. And to Hampden Sydney College, I say, shame on you. Shame on you for pretending to be something you're not. Shame on you for taking advantage of innocent students and their families. And shame on you for failing to provide even the most basic level of support and guidance. What do you think, guys? Have any of you had a similar experience with Hampden Sydney College or any other institution? Share your stories in the comments below. Comments below. Comments below. Comments.
I have been looking into crimes near Hampden Sydney College, and it is making me feel even more tired than usual. Stores around here tend to be small family places where the owner is also the cashier. So when someone walks in with a shiny fake, paper the poor soul behind the counter just wants to believe it is real. One woman in her 40s brought forged contracts into 3 different shops. She pretended she was ordering stuff for a campus event at Hampden Sydney College. She left with thousands of dollars of goods. The owners probably stayed up all night crying and checking their bank apps, praying the bank would reverse the loss. I bet they still flinch every time a stranger says the word invoice. Another group did the very same trick, but bigger. They printed fake invoices saying the college bookstore already paid. So the stores released laptops and projectors. The scammers loaded everything into a van and drove off laughing. The detective told the papers the total hit was 100 grand, which means some mom and pop shop got wiped out for the whole year. They probably had to cancel their own kid-esque college dreams. I imagine the scammers spent the money on dumb, shiny shoes. And now they are in court, wearing those same shoes, trying to smile for the judge. I keep asking myself, why do people do this? You know, it is like kicking someone who is already kneeling on gravel. And the gravel here is made of quiet roads and tiny cash registers that never have float money. If you are only staying 2 weeks, just pay with a normal card. Watch the card machine. And please ask the cashier to read the receipt back to you, because around Hampden, Sydney College, the air smells like pine. But the scams smell like freshly printed lies. And everyone is too polite to question the paper.
Here is the as you step into the area surrounding Hampden Sydney College. Be prepared for a mixture of disappointment and frustration. It's like walking into a storm cloud, where the rain of poor customer service and subpar quality products is always looming. The businesses here seem to have a knack for letting customers down, consistently failing to meet even the most basic of expectations. From rude staff to overpriced and underwhelming products, it's a wonder anyone still bothers to visit. Take, for instance, the Green Front Furniture Store. With a whopping 10 negative reviews, it's a hotspot for dissatisfaction. Customers have reported everything from rude sales associates to endless wait times for delivery. And when you finally do get your product, there's a good chance it'll be damaged or of poor quality. It's like they're trying to perfect the art of disappointment. Or how about the Windsor Court Spa, where the promise of relaxation and rejuvenation quickly turns into a frustrating experience? With 4 negative reviews, it's clear that this spa is more interested in taking your money than in providing a quality service. From weak massages to unresponsive staff, it's a wonder anyone still bothers to book an appointment. And then there's Musashi Asian Cuisine, a restaurant that seems to have a particular talent for serving up dishes that are both overpriced and underwhelming. With 10 negative reviews, it's clear that this eatery is more interested in lining its pockets than in serving up a decent meal. From spoiled fish to inedible vegetables, the culinary masterpieces emanating from this kitchen are enough to make even the most adventurous of eaters run for cover. But hey, at least there's Uptown Coffee Cafe, right? Wrong. With 10 negative reviews of its own, this coffee shop seems to be competing with the others in a game of who can disappoint customers the most. From dirty tables to overpriced drinks, it's a wonder anyone still bothers to stop in for a cup of coffee. As you wander through this area, you can't help but wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Are these business owners just not caring, or are they genuinely clueless about how to provide a decent service? Whatever the